All right, let's talk about confidence. But forget all that fake it till you make it stuff. Today, we're getting into what actually works, how to build real, solid self assurance that actually sticks. We've all heard this one, right? You're feeling nervous about something, and a well meaning friend says, "Hey, just be yourself." It's a nice thought, but what if being yourself at that exact moment means being shy and anxious? That's kind of the whole problem. Or how about this classic? Just think positive thoughts. Oh, okay. As if you can just flip a switch in your brain and magically feel confident. Look, if it were that easy, nobody would be struggling with this in the first place. Let's just be real for a second. Most of this advice is a total trap. It makes you focus on the one thing that is almost impossible to control directly, your feelings. But there is a much, much better way to go about this, and it starts by flipping that whole idea completely on its head. This is what's known as the confidence trap. It's this idea we all have that we have to feel confident before we can act confident. But trying to start with your feelings, well, that's exactly why so many of us get stuck spinning our wheels. So that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Why do we get stuck? It's because we're trying to fix the problem from the inside out. We're wrestling with our feelings. But what if we tried something totally different? To show you what I mean, let me tell you this quick story about a guy named Daniel. It's a great little story, and it all revolves around a gym, a simple question, and a free protein shake. So Daniel saw himself as a shy person. You know? That was his label, the story he told himself. But he wanted to change, so he decided to run a little experiment, something that went completely against his shy guy identity. He decided to do something a shy person would absolutely never do. He walked right up to the counter at his gym, and he just asked for a free protein shake. It sounds so simple, but for him, that was a huge, incredibly uncomfortable action. So, the big question is, what happened? Did the guy at the counter laugh in his face? Did he get rejected? What was the outcome of this surprisingly bold move? He got the shake. The employee barely even blinked. But for Daniel, this tiny little win was a massive revelation. It proved the entire point of what we're talking about here. He didn't wait around to feel confident. He just acted. And that action changed everything in that moment. Now, what Daniel accidentally stumbled upon is a really powerful framework for building confidence. It's called the look, feel, sound rule. Let's break this down because it's super useful. Okay, so confidence really shows up in three main ways. The way we look, that's our body language, how we carry ourselves. The way we feel, our internal emotional state. And the way we sound, our voice, our tone, how we speak. So just think about those three for a second. Look, feel, and sound. If I told you to change one of them right now on command, which one would be the absolute hardest to control? It's how you feel. By a long shot. You can't just tell yourself, okay, brain, feel confident now. It just doesn't work like that. Our feelings are a result of things, not something we can just create out of thin air. And yet this is where we always try to start, and that's exactly why we get stuck. So here's the solution. It's a game changer. Stop trying to control the uncontrollable. Stop wrestling with your feelings. Instead, shift all your focus to the two things you can control, your physical actions, specifically how you look and how you sound. And the cool thing is, we all know what these behaviors are. We've seen them our whole lives. A shy person might speak really quietly or look at the floor. A confident person? They speak with some volume, they make eye contact, their body language is open. These aren't feelings. They are concrete physical actions that you can literally practice. And here's the real hack. This is what makes it all click. When you intentionally change your physical actions, when you change how you look and sound, you start sending a flood of new signals to your brain. So the process is simple. First, you change your look. You stand a little taller, you make deliberate eye contact. Then, you change your sound. You speak up, you don't use filler words. And your brain, which is used to all the old shy signals, suddenly gets hit with this wave of new, confident data. So what does your brain do? It's a logical machine. It basically goes, well, hold on. You look confident, you sound confident, so I guess I should give you the feeling of confidence to match all this evidence. See? The feeling becomes the reward for the action, not the other way around. So, does all this mean you're just being fake? No, absolutely not. And this is a really important shift in thinking.
You aren't inventing some new person out of thin air. You're just choosing to explore a different part of yourself that's already in there.
Here's a great way to think about it. Imagine your personality is like a stage play with a bunch of different actors. For a long time, maybe the shy character has been hogging the spotlight. This isn't about firing that actor. It's just about telling them, hey, step to the side for a bit and letting the confident character come out and have a scene. Both are authentically you.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. In the big play that is your life, which character has been waiting in the wings for way too long? What part of you, the bold you, the funny you, the charismatic you, deserves a little more stage time starting right now?